So a new Hunger Games movie just released to some pretty glowing fan reviews and high box office numbers. Clearly, people are hungry for more games. So it's had me thinking, why has there never been a Hunger Games video game? We are living in an age where you can't take 2 steps out of your own house without a 13-year-old busting some kind of Fortnite dance on you.
Think this is a game?
And yet the movie that arguably began America's obsession for battle royales doesn't have one. And I know what you're thinking. Is this really about to be a 10-minute long video of me saying Fortnite should include a Katniss skin or something? No, because I have come up with a way for the Hunger Games to not only be translated flawlessly into a video game format, but I've also come up with mechanics and game modes that would genuinely make it one of the coolest multiplayer experiences ever created. I'm not even being dramatic. I went so hard on this idea, and I promise that by the end of this video, you're going to wish this game existed. So strap in and let me cook. So obviously this game would be a battle royale, but something that sets the Hunger Games tournament apart from other BRs is the fact that it's fought entirely without guns. On top of that, what makes the Hunger Games so interesting to watch isn't necessarily the combat, but the survival and social elements.
You get people to like you.
Which are things that no other BR really explores. At least, not in the way that I plan to. Hi, Danny Mata, evil capitalist game maker. So not only would this have to be a melee-focused game like Naraka Blade Point, but it'd have a heavy focus on social elements as well. You're not just fighting against other players in the games, you're fighting against hunger, natural disasters, mutant dogs and monkeys, anything the game makers can throw at you. And even though there can only be one victor, sometimes survival means making uneasy alliances with other tributes. A lot of battle royales have modes that allow players to form squads right from the get-go, but very few have ways for players to form a squad once they're already in the game. This would be a game where you drop in solo and either use voice chat or button commands to try and align with other players. And I think having a deep, complex trading system could help encourage this. Maybe you can only loot certain items from downed players, but all items can be traded. Or maybe once you got downed, you can choose 1 or 2 items from your inventory to completely discard so the opponent can't take it. Imagine this scenario. You're injured and you come across another player in the wild. You see that they have a bow, a common item with a very uncommon resource. They're about to shoot you, but you tell them that you can give them arrows if they give you a healing salve. They don't have the salve, but maybe they know where to get some. You team up and agree to give them the arrows once you get what you want. Sure, he could just kill you the moment you give him the arrows, or you could take the salve and run away without ever giving him what he wants. But that's true in the movies and books as well. You know, that's just trust, baby. Whether or not this player is trustworthy doesn't matter. What matters is that there are mechanics in place to allow for and encourage this level of cooperation. But I get it. Maybe you want to balance things like that. Maybe people are too frequently lying to each other and not actually doing the trades they're saying they're going to do. Maybe when you get downed, you're able to select 1 or 2 items from your inventory to completely discard. That way, if the archer tries to kill you before you trade the arrows with him, you could just discard the arrows in your down state and make sure he can't get them anyway. Regardless, the most important thing is that this game encourages the use of information as currency. Resources need to be so valuable and environmental hazards so dangerous that players would be stupid not to try and cooperate with each other. This way, players who know the location of valuable resources or strategic vantage points can become just as dangerous as players wielding the best weapons. But the best part of this game, the thing that would set it apart from all other battle royales, is the fact that there would be 2 separate game modes that both directly impact each other. A Hunger Games mode and a Capital mode. I see this working in one of 2 ways. Number 1, turn the Hunger Games into Persona. Something that every Hunger Games book and movie will tell you is that it takes a lot more than physical strength or combative skill to win in the games. It takes finesse. It takes showmanship. It takes a riz.
And I don't know how to make people like me. How do you make people like you?
Well, you made me like you.
Each year, contestants spend the days leading up to the Hunger Games doing a press tour, schmoozing capitalists, and showing off their skills to viewers at home. If a capitalist viewer likes you, they're more likely to send you gifts during the games to help increase your chances of survival. This is a crucial part of surviving the games, and one that I think can make for an excellent social sim. I'm talking a single-player campaign mode that directly affects your multiplayer experience. Imagine playing a battle royale where you play as a character you get to name, customize, and grow attached to through RPG elements. You start the game by creating a character and choosing your district. Each of the districts specialize in different things, so your choice in district would dictate your starting stats and attributes. District 1 is known for jewelry making, so maybe they're good at crafting with natural materials. District 2 is known for manufacturing weapons, so choosing that district would give you a weapons handling buff. District 3 was known for its technology, so they'd get a buff when it comes to craft making with machinery and traps. District 4 are the fish people, so maybe they're the only ones who can engage in water combat. In the books, it's mentioned that kids from District 4 are good climbers because they're used to climbing the masts of ships, so maybe they'd get a climbing buff as well. District 5, power and electricity. Science buff, same as District 3. District 6, transportation. That one's tough, I'm skipping it. District 7 is known for lumber, so maybe they're really good at making shelters and collect double the wood resources. District 8 is known for its textile industry, so maybe they can make light armor out of grass and weave together hammocks to navigate through the trees easier. Districts 9, 10, and 11 are all known for different types of food, so maybe they all have food buffs with varying physical stats. For example, District 9 is known for its grain production, so maybe they're weaker and faster than District 10 tributes, who have grown up slaughtering cattle. District 12 is full of coal miners, so, I don't know, maybe they get a hunger debuff and we call that hard mode. By the way, does it sound unfair and unbalanced for only one district to have water combat and only one district to be able to craft a type of armor? Good. That's kind of the point. Better learn how to start rizzing up other players. If you don't want to get screwed over every time you jump in a lake, then maybe you should try and get some District 4 tributes in your alliance. But regardless, this would be a battle royale where each player's character has different stats that they can upgrade depending on which activities you do during your press tour. Want to use heavier weapons or build stamina? Spend your time training with two-handed weapons in the gym. Want to be a better tracker and learn how to use camouflage? Spend your time studying plants and animals instead. There could even be a Caesar Flickerman mechanic, where you appear on his game show and answer questions to try and convince capitalists to send you different boons during the games. It'd essentially be like the My Player mode in an NBA 2K game, although ideally, with a lot less grinding. It would also be cool if this mode were regularly updated with different stories or scenarios to keep it interesting. Though I will admit, keeping a mode like this ever updated with interesting story beats probably isn't realistic, considering the tributes only spend like a week in the capital, before they're all murdered. Which is exactly why I've come up with an alternative way to add a fun social element to the game. Number 2, capitalist mode.
Hell yes.
Before each match, you can choose whether or not you want to be a capitalist or a tribute. If you're a tribute, you're in the games. Tough luck, kid. Hope the odds are ever in your favor. If you choose capitalist, you'll be spectating the games instead. Sounds boring, right? Well, it's not. Hopefully, because capitalist mode turns this game from a child murdering simulator, I think I may have just found my answer as to why they haven't made this a video game, into a sports betting one.
You know what to do.
Before the games begin, capitalists will have a chance to place bets on a specific tribute that they think should win, with only a couple of chances to change your bets as the game progresses. Tribute players will be able to record a 15-second voice recording explaining why they think they deserve to win the games, which people can listen to if they click on that player's profile. That way we don't have to dedicate like 35 minutes before every game listening to 24 individual players pitch themselves. Rather than being forced to just spectate tributes the entire time, capitalists will be able to walk around the game center, using game chat to mingle with other capitalists. Your goal is to convince the other capitalists to donate money towards your tribute, increasing their chance of survival and your chance of winning. Capitalists would also get to decide which obstacles are sent at the tributes and which tributes they should target. Dumbass kid won't come down from a tree? He will if it's on fire. Is someone desperately clinging to life, pleading to the capitalists to send them something, anything that might help them survive just a few moments longer? Okay, send orangutans. Find the weakest, slowest kid and just meme on him the entire game. It's the capitalist way. Now, would this mode, and possibly the entire game, encourage online bullying to a degree we haven't seen since the Xbox 360 days?
Burn in hell, motherfucker.
I don't know, probably. Shut up. It's not my responsibility to make sure people don't get bullied. Besides, just don't be a dweeb or a woman and you'll have nothing to worry about. If you haven't picked up on it by now, my ideal version of a Hunger Games video game is essentially a party game. It's at its most fun when players are using voice chat, making alliances, hatching schemes, betraying each other. And I know there's never any guarantee that players will actually use the voice chat, and if they did, it'd probably be unbelievably toxic.
Gotta play that fucking game now, do you dickheads? You wanna play that game now? Fuck! Right, new lobby! I'm not playing with them fat cunts.
But if they did, and it wasn't, this would easily become one of the most engaging, creative, and fun battle royales on the market. Now, is my want to turn this franchise, which at its core is about making readers and viewers uncomfortable with our own dark penchants for bloodshed and the entertainment industry's willingness to create content to feed that hunger, into a first-person video game about kids killing kids and betting on their odds of winning, missing the point of, and bastardizing the narrative's themes entirely? What did I just say about being a dweeb? This video game idea is, admittedly, a gross misunderstanding of what Suzanne Collins set out to do with her franchise to begin with. It puts players in the shoes of the capitalists without offering any sort of meta-commentary about our own apathy towards violence, which, if you really think about it, would almost be a direct insult to Suzanne Collins herself. So if we're respecting the source material, like dweebs, then maybe this franchise wouldn't be fitting for a battle royale video game after all. But rather than just scrapping the idea entirely, I think if we're going to take anything away from this video, it's that a BR with Hunger Games influences could be a really interesting idea. A game that emphasizes the survival and social elements of a battle royale rather than focusing strictly on the combat. A game with matches that not only encourage community cooperation and engagement, but are shaped by it. The Hunger Games franchise is, at its core, about the social elite forcing children to kill each other to tell a story of anti-violence and capitalistic greed. Unfortunately, it also accidentally came up with a really good concept for a video game as well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to check out some of the others on this channel as well. I post pretty irregularly on here, so it's best to subscribe so you make sure you don't miss any of my content coming out in the future. Let me know in the comments what other video games or movies you'd like to see me tackle as well, and I will see you guys next time.
Hold on to me, baby. Won't you come a little closer? Will I live for now? I wrote down what you said to me, baby, but can't make what you